Man versus gun.
Hello shooters, thanks for watching. Today's installment of Man vs. Handgun is the FN, Fabrique Nationale, FNS 9mm. Let's see how this does in the Man vs. Gun spreadsheet. Okay shooters, the FNS. Let's see how much this thing weighs. £1 9 ounces, let's call it. So that's 25 ounces overall. Our standard is the Glock 17. It's £1 11 ounces. So the FNS plus some rounds the FNS plus 5 rounds equals the same as an unloaded Glock 17. So the FNS gets high marks for being lightweight. Okay, let's check the width. The widest point on the FNS is the slide catch. And at the slide catch we are 1.302 inches wide, 1.302. So it's still quite thin. It gets high marks for being lightweight, and it gets very high marks for being lightweight, and it gets high marks for being thin. So the FNS is a great duty-sized gun. It's a perfect duty-sized gun. It makes a great concealed carry gun too, but there's no way it's a pocket gun. It's too big to be a pocket gun. So let's talk about the receiver. It's plastic. So it's not as susceptible to temperature extremes with regarding to holding on to it. It won't get as hot as steel will in the summertime, and it won't get as cold as steel or aluminum will in the wintertime. At least it won't feel that way. So it gets high marks there, and it feels good in the hand. It doesn't feel quite as blockish as as like a Glock. It doesn't feel as nice as a VP9. But it doesn't feel as blocky as a Glock either, so it's a good design. The back strap is replaceable. There are two different back straps, and they wisely don't put any checkering or any stippling up in this area here. It's down where it belongs, not up there where it can impede your draw. So there is two different back straps. Side panels have good stippling on there, or whatever you want to call that. Checkering, I don't know what to call it, but it feels good in the hand. It's easy to grab onto, so it's got good design there. But the side straps are not adjustable. They are what they are. Magazine well is flared on all four sides, and actually generous flaring, bigger than most semi-auto. So it gets highest marks possible there. The magazine is a great design. It holds 17 rounds, so it holds full capacity for its size. They're made of steel, and really good design on the magazine. The base plates are one-hand malfunction clearance drill friendly. There you can put you can grab that up, grab that on anything you need to pull it out one-handed if you need to. And ease of seating, it does go in farther than it needs to, so it gets the highest marks possible there. Look at this. Mirror image magazine release in the US style here, right behind the trigger guard. So far, shooters, this handgun is the very best handgun for magazine release that I have tested. Yeah, the VP9 is ambidextrous up here also. That gets really high marks, but it is the flapper type, and you got to come up here a little bit farther. This is the way most Americans are used to it, but it is mirror image. Kudos to FN for that. So great location, great design, mirror image, highest marks possible. The slide catch release. They took a lesson from Smith & Wesson M&P. Perfect mirror image on both sides. It has this little fence around it to stop inadvertently actuating it by your grip or whatever. I haven't inadvertently actuated the slide stop release, or I haven't inadvertently stopped it from activating on an empty magazine. Really good design, mirror image, highest marks possible, just like the Smith & Wesson M&P. Rear sight. Here's the bad news. It's for shooting this way. The sights. Everybody seems to put 3 dots. I don't like 3 dots, but other people do, and it's no big deal to blacken them out. So the design of the sight is good with regards to shooting. With regards to one-hand malfunction clearance drills, it absolutely sucks. And I'm going to put a different rear sight on this. You put a rear sight on this that is one-hand malfunction friendly, that has a ledge or something here, and I'll tell you what, this will be a going machine. A real sleeper in my opinion. Front sight's good design. It's dovetail, so you can replace it. It is steel. Both front and rear sights are steel. It does have a light rail with 4 different slots there, or for lasers or whatever. The pick rail right there. So really good design on this handgun. It is not optics compatible. Okay, let's talk about the trigger pull. Trigger pull it's about 6.5 pounds, 6.5, 6.6 pounds. You can see there's some take up there, but once you get the take up, there's no real creep. It doesn't feel spongy like some of the other polymer handguns do. There's a wall, and then it breaks. And the reset is very short, and you can feel it, and you can also hear it if that matters to some of you. One thing I don't like about the reset is after it does reset, there's still some take up there before it goes. So that's the only bad thing I can say about the trigger on the FNS, is after the reset, there's still some take up. But you know what? In the heat of the moment, and you're out there firing the rounds pretty dang fast, I don't notice it on the range. I notice it here on the bench. I don't notice it on the range. So let's take this bad boy out to the range and put some rounds through it. You ever get in a car that just really wants to run and run fast? Well, this FNS just really wants to be shot and shot fast. I was really surprised at how much I like this FNS 9mm handgun. The ergos on it are fantastic. It comes back down on target immediately after you break the shot. It's just a lot of fun to shoot. It just wants to be run and run hard. FNS, FN, they've been making fantastic firearms for 100 years, maybe even a little more than 100 years, and they continue the legacy with this FNS handgun. A great handgun. My final thoughts on the FNS: it's a great handgun. It's the sleeper in the polymer handgun field. It's got mirror image mag releases that aren't the flapper type. They're the US type, like we have right here. Great feature. They took a cue from Smith & Wesson M&P, and they have mirror image slide stops. It's just a great handgun. Great trigger, great handgun. A real sleeper in the US. I don't know why this isn't more popular than it is. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the shares, likes, and subscribes. Any comments or questions, please post them below. Ensure that your training and your practice is preparing you for the real world, your real world, and not for the fantasy land of the shooting range. And as always, have a nice day.